Good morning, welcome to Hiscoes. My name's Ali and I'll be your instructor for today's pump class. So today we are following Hansen's 6 components of an internal analysis to identifying Hiscoes' level of strategic competitiveness. This way we'll have a better understanding of the firm's potential to successfully internationalise. When undertaking an internal analysis, we must consider the challenges that may hinder our ability to accurately analyse the internal environment of Hiscoes. We must be wary of 3 things. 1, the uncertainty of the gym and fitness industry, that is, competitors and customers' preferences that can change at any moment. 2, the complexity of the Hiscoes internal environment, that is, not everything is black and white. There may be grey areas that we have to take account for. And thirdly, the dynamics between employees and managers who are making the decisions. If there is any conflict, this will influence the internal analysis. At the crux of a profitable and sustainable strategy is internal resources. Resources are the source of a firm's capabilities. Hansen argues that there are intangible and tangible resources, both of which Hiscoes possess, such as physical resources such as gym space, gym equipment, facilities such as classes and advertising, technological resources such as a website and social media platforms, financial resources such as the firm's ability to generate revenue and thus profit and pay for bills, purchasing equipment and hiring employees. Reputational resources, that is, the reputation and long-standing brand of Hiscoes, and human resources, which refers to the human knowledge and expertise of staff and personal trainers. These tangible and intangible resources drive the business's performance. The capabilities of Hiscoes Gym are emergent strengths of the business. Capabilities are the cornerstone of the value creation processes as they combine resources together to perform important business activities. Hiscoes' ability to acquire and retain loyal customers is a capability of the firm, through a combination of physical resources such as equipment and human resources, that is, the knowledge and trust of PTs. The variety of classes, programs, and regimes, for example 30-day or 10-week day challenges, serves a capability keeping clients fit and happy with the wide variety of services offered. Moreover, Hiscoes' ability to make customers feel supported through its strong brand positioning and solid reputation, such as a friendly, no-attitude gym with practical, down-to-earth answers to answer your fitness needs. Hiscoes prides itself on being a humble gym for humble regular people, not like some trendy nightclub. In this way, Hiscoes has been successful in attracting, retaining, and thus satisfying real customers for 30 years. Hiscoes has core competencies that serve as a source of competitive advantage. All core competencies are capabilities, yet not all capabilities are core competencies. Coles considers the RBV as pragmatic and rigorous set of market tests. We can use this to discern if Hiscoes' capabilities are valuable enough to be a source of competitive advantage. The RBV states that in order for a capability to be a source of competitive advantage, they must be valuable, rare, inimitable, and non-substitutable. Hiscoes' inherent understanding that the fitness industry is about people serves as its greatest core competency. Today, the fitness industry has exploded. Oversaturated with specialty gyms and franchisees, the fitness industry has come to focus on prices and services rather than people. Hiscoes has survived the GFC because of innate focus on real people. Hiscoes' effective communication and marketing of its values and brand positioning has transformed into a source of value. It is valuable as it helps Hiscoes to exploit the opportunity in the market, to offer a gym that focuses on normal people who eat burgers and drink beer. This is also a rare capability as not many other gyms possess this business branding strategy. It satisfies the criteria of being inimitable, as these branding values and positioning are unique to Hiscoes as it is a family-owned and operated business. Lastly, this cannot be substituted by competitors in any other way. Hiscoes' location and long-standing reputation serves as a source of value. Hiscoes considers themselves as a local gym, located in Surrey Hills, a central location not far from the city everyone can easily access by public transport. With around 16,000 people living in Surrey Hills, the gym is suitable for locals and complements the nature of its target market of real people. The typical Surrey Hills sider is not married, educated, and tends to socialise being so close to the city. With such rich history and culture, the local gym is one of the 3 gyms in Surrey Hill, the only gym that has withstood the GFC, and as a result, its location and long-standing history serves as a competitive advantage. In this way, we can recognise that the location of the gym and its ability to call itself local serves as a competitive advantage, being valuable, rare, inimitable, and non-substitutable.
Hi, my name is Nicolette, and I will be taking you through today's PT session for the external and industry environment. In order to drive strategy, it is crucial that the competitive environment is understood and defined. In order to not define the competitive scope too narrowly, we'll use Porter's 5 forces in order to understand the industrial structure and nature of competition. Hiscoes operates within the health and fitness industry and more directly in the gyms and fitness centres. In the first of Porter's 5 forces is threat of new entrants. In an industry, this depends on the height of entry and entry barriers, and on the reaction expected from rivals. According to Harrison, the barriers to entry are medium, with the main deterrent being significant capital investment. To find an appropriate space is the first factor, and then to source high-quality equipment to either rent or buy. New entrants are also required to take out public liability insurance and initial wages for their staff, which can cause cash flow issues, making it hard to enter the industry. In the fitness industry, buyers have more bargaining power than suppliers, as the products are generally standardized, with Hiscoes offering many of the same services as surrounding gyms are, including private training, challenges, and classes. Buyers also face few switching costs. Some gyms offer an exit fee, but this is starting to fade in the industry in order to attract new clientele over rivals. As many gyms offer undifferentiated product, buyers are also price sensitive because if they can get a similar quality for a lower price, they will move gyms. The threat of substitutes is a major force in the fitness industry, with new, inexpensive do-it-yourself products out there. As this is a non-essential to consumers, they would opt for a more convenient and lower-priced product if they can. One example of this is Kayla Sweat app that has grown in popularity for its convenience and results. Rivalry in the industry is also high and a major force, as there are numerous competitors who are roughly the same size. Exit barriers are also high, with lots of assets to liquidate, such as all the equipment that has depreciated over the time. This makes it hard when selling equipment to get the same value that you first put into the business. So, in conclusion, as Hiscoes is already operating in the fitness and gyms industry, with such high exit barriers to sell equipment and liquidate assets, we advise to stay in this industry. However, if you were a new gym wanting to enter the industry, we would advise against it due to the major threat of substitutes and rivalry in the industry. In terms of the general environment, Porter suggests that they should be regarded as factors, not forces. In considering all the forces, we are forced to see the whole picture instead of gravitating towards one factor. This also ensures that we focus on structural conditions, not fleeting factors. One major factor influencing gyms in Australia is technology, especially with the emerging cultural trend that consumers are looking for holistic well-being. Consumers are constantly after new technology to enhance well-being, with things in the market such as AI simulation to help with back pain and posture. Looking at how these influence the structural forces, they have high influence on substitute products emerging in the market, creating higher rivalry as more enter the fitness realm. This in turn spreads the economic value very thin over the industry, which will force competitors to adapt and create value or exit the industry. In order to further define the market, a group strategic map is used in order to map out strategic dimensions of the industry. The scope is anything that satisfies the need for functional focused training. This includes strategy sectors such as full-service gyms, 24-hour gyms, all-female gyms, boutique gyms, and any online DIY platforms. Group sports activities are excluded here as they satisfy different needs, including socialization and community needs. The two most important variables that gym compete on are price and product differentiation offering. This can also be seen as a price versus quality map. How much a gym is able to offer their customer for the price they are charging. First in the corner, we've got 24-hour gyms. These are the cheapest gyms that you can get on the market as they offer very low service differentiation. You basically get a key card and you can enter and exit the gym as you please. There are no services like classes or private training or anything. You have to get it outside of your gym. Next, on top of that, we've got online platforms, which is also a low-cost alternative, which also doesn't give you a lot of range depending on which platform you decide to use. It is still a very small but growing segment. Next, we've got full-service gyms. This is the biggest strategic group out of the strategic categories here. These include most of the gyms where the price is a mid-range price and they offer lots of services including classes, private training, challenges, some offer saunas and spas as well. All female gyms are a pricier option that catered just for women, and they can include anything up to a brow service or any beauty spa service on top of the fitness aspect to it. Lastly, we've got boutique gyms, which is where Hiscoes fall under. This is the most expensive category and offers a medium range of differentiation. They don't have all of the features that female gyms do, but they do offer things like tailored training, classes, a very unique environment to all of their customers. Therefore, this enables us to map out all the competitors and strategic sectors of competitors in the fitness industry and where Hiscoes actually sits among the competitors in order to drive future strategy. So that's all from me in your PT session of the external environment today. Now we move on to Alex.
Apart from ensuring survival, a strategy acts as the key driver of how and where the organisation invests its resources. It is to our understanding that Hiscoes are utilising a focused differentiation business strategy. The key with this strategy is that it offers a particular service designed to appeal to the unique preferences of a narrow, well-defined group of buyers. The target segment or niche can be defined by geographic uniqueness, by specialised requirements in using the product, or by special product attributes that appeal only to niche members. As Hiscoes director Susan Kingsmore states, the target market are people who are real people, who drink beer, eat pizza, and don't necessarily love exercise. They are not targeting the athletes of Australia, but the Tom, Dick and Harrys who do want to keep fit, but also wish to maintain their relaxed lifestyles at the same time. It is with this positioning that Hiscoes differentiates themselves and sets them apart from other gyms. According to the National Industry Insights Report 2018, health and fitness is a continuously growing trend, with more Australians becoming more and more health conscious, triggering a strong escalation in gym membership growth. This supports Hiscoes' strategy to target gym goers who are new, perhaps haven't been to the gym before, don't partake too seriously in exercise, or just want to be around others who are like-minded in lifestyle choices. And so this increasingly growing segment is not only large enough to be profitable, it also offers good future growth potential as well. Hiscoes can be a really distinct and attractive alternative from the Anytime Fitnesses and F45s for perhaps new, rookie or casual gym users, as Hiscoes offers a small, intimate environment which focuses on introducing people to do things that they've not done before or think they're not very good at. Instead of being an intimidating environment with experienced and highly athletic and competitive gym users, Hiscoes offers a little community, family-owned space where interaction is social and personalised instead of just being one in the masses. Successful focused differentiation strategies depend on the existence of a buyer segment that is looking for special product attributes or seller capabilities, and on a firm's ability to stand apart from rivals competing in the same target market niche. Hiscoes has a buyer segment who appreciate the benefits of an intimate gym community where lifestyles of beer and pizza are shared and celebrated instead of condoned. Hiscoes can also differentiate itself from rivals in being uniquely different in that they're not as franchised like many of their competitors, and so focus on emphasising the quality that their service gives over rivals. As they are relatively small with only one gym, this strategy allows Hiscoes to avoid battling head-to-head against the industry's biggest and strongest competitors, who outsource this gym and can afford to use low-cost membership strategies. Moreover, this perceived differentiation, when attractive to the specific target consumer, can lead to strong brand loyalty that bonds buyers to the organization's services and ultimately reduce switching to other brands. As a result of utilizing a differentiation strategy, Hiscoes can command a price premium over competitors to exceed the extra cost of performing differently from rivals. In addition, because they concentrate on a more narrow buyer segment, their efforts to please customers, strengthen its market position, counter the maneuvers of rivals, and respond to shifting market conditions can give them the potential to achieve competitive advantage in this niche market. Therefore, Hiscoes serves the needs of narrow customer groups, tailoring its strategies to suit the group at the expense of others, such as athletes and serious trainers, and has the potential to achieve a competitive advantage in a narrow market niche, even though they do not possess an industry-wide competitive advantage like some of the bigger gyms around them. For the purpose of this question, we define internationalization as a strategy which involves a firm selling their goods or services outside of its domestic market across borders. There are many incentives for firms to internationalize, including increased market sizes, economies of scale, learning, and location advantages. However, there are also many deterrents, especially for small to medium-sized enterprises. Thus, it is not recommended that Hiscoes internationalize, and this is for a number of key reasons. Firstly, the choice of deciding on a suitable foreign market entry mode is an important and complex strategic decision. As it stands, the gym only has one location in all of Australia and has barely been able to explore its own home environment and the market potential here. It is therefore advised that before they look to expand overseas, they think of expanding in Australia with more locations as they have greater insight into the market here. This avoids the risk of entering uncertain host country environments, complex legal environments, different culture, and competitive situations that would come from entering into a foreign market. Such a small business that does not necessarily have the capital to expand overseas, especially if they are struggling to be profitable with their one location which holds all of their resources. In addition, research supports the fact that resource constraints have demonstrated to greatly limit small to medium-sized enterprises' ability to commit strongly to a foreign market. Thirdly, they would have to look at perhaps a joint venture or strategic alliance, as acquiring a business overseas is very costly and requires a substantial amount of capital, but also can require complex negotiations and integration difficulties. To venture into a new wholly owned subsidiary is also very risky. It's costly, complex, and requires a lot of time. The literature also supports that because many small to medium enterprises are family owned and/or owner managed, that their choice of entry mode may have restraints, as family owned firms are often less willing to share control with a partner. Therefore, because of these complexities, we advise that Hiscoes does not internationalize at this time, and instead we propose some recommendations for how else Hiscoes might adapt their business strategy to remain competitive in their current environment in Australia. We suggest that Hiscoes continue to create value for their current niche market base. In the post-internet era, it is possible to expand market parameters and target the consumer on a deeper level. An online presence will especially enable Hiscoes to develop a deeper insight into their community. Porter emphasises that firms need to be able to adopt a strategy that other rivals aren't able to capitalise on, which Hiscoes can operate on, as they have a real advantage into the local community, being present in that community for so long. We recommend to franchise into other local communities in Australia first. One of Hiscoes' main pitfalls is their lack of capital. They do not have the resources to expand by themselves. Franchising allows them to spread their name but with external capital. This is also a way for them to see if their market strategy is able to be adaptive to other local communities. That franchise will have a high knowledge of the area they wish to expand in and make it a local community-centred gym. This would be the first step before internationalising to take on a multi-domestic strategy. This fits in with Hiscoes' strategy to differentiate their product based on the market, but doesn't focus on competing on price too heavily. Identified a trend towards more holistic approaches to healthy living, leading the fitness industry to adopt more inclusive business models. For example, customers are requesting broader health-related information. However, most fitness professionals are not qualified to provide medical, nutritional, or health advice. The forecast proposes that for in the future, fitness professionals will require knowledge of broader health and well-being offerings in order to make appropriate recommendations and referrals to their clients. Therefore, the recommendation is for Hiscoes to invest in their internal resources and capabilities, such as HRM activities, customer service, their skilled employees, training, and their experience, in order to achieve competitive advantage for their highly trained human capital, such as the coaches, PTs, nutritionists, etc. It's true, however, that other gyms can easily copy this and upskill their own workforce as well. But if Hiscoes make this one of their key defining competencies and excel at this service more in depth and personalised to their customers, they have the potential to achieve a sustainable competitive advantage.
In summary, Hiscoes has a high variety of tangible and intangible resources, including gym equipment, but also skilled and friendly staff, which allows them to operate as a gym who understands people. They operate in the gyms and fitness centres industry according to Harrison. Using Porter's industrial environment model, product imitation and rivalry are their biggest forces in the industry, influencing how they do business. The industrial environment moves on to their focused, differentiated business strategy. They differentiate themselves by targeting a unique set of buyers who eat pizza and drink beer. They are a gym for the everyman, which also brings us to the conclusion that Hiscoes is not ready to internationalise. Despite all the benefits, Hiscoes does not have the capital for such an advancement in the market. Rather, we suggest that Hiscoes starts franchising their business slowly in Australia, adopting a multi-domestic strategy first to gain some market share and also to see if their strategy holds up in other niche markets. Well, that's your PT session done. Hope you enjoyed your session and feel fit and well informed.